Ah, I forgot I said that I was gonna update this 9 months ago. Yeah, I need to update this if the Amazing Spider-Man is on the list. How? How? What else was on this? The Wally video game, Final Fantasy 15, Lego Harry Potter. Yeah, I need to update this. Why is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban's game on here? I mean, I have played more games than I did before. I mean, it's only just a few more games. GameStop, why do you do this with cases? Just a few more. Nothing much. Oh, and that's just physical that I still own. Completely forgot about the digital side. Let's see. What do we have in the digital side? Mass Effect. Sword Art Online's video game. Persona 4. Final Fantasy 13 2. So yeah, I probably... Yeah, Half-Life Alyx isn't on that list. I probably do need to update it. Well then. I guess I'm gonna do an update to my top 10 video games of... My top 10 favorite video games of all time. Should be interesting. And no, Chex Quest is not going on there. First, though, some ground rules. Only one game per series, or this will just be full of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. And other RPGs. But anyway, let's begin. So number 10 is Assassin's Creed 2, which I only just played through recently. I got the Ezio collection, and, well, Assassin's Creed 2 is part of the Ezio collection, so I did play Assassin's Creed 2 all the way through for the first time. I had it on PC before, but didn't beat it. And yeesh was I missing out. This game is really, really good. But it's only number 10 on my list. That's because it is really good. And, like, it's the beginning of Ezio's story, but it's not aged the greatest, I want to say. Like, there was just some things about Assassin's Creed 2 that bugged me. I still loved the game, but yeah, some things did bug me. Anyway, number 9 is Batman Arkham Knight, which I do really enjoy this game. I like that even though the Joker is dead because of the other games, he's still technically around. And I just like the gameplay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Batmobile, though, in that game. But fighting and stealthing. I love doing stealth so much. Which, and the game is really pretty. I don't remember when exactly it came out. I played it like a few days after it came out at my uncle's house and loved it. But I don't remember exactly when this came out. But it still looks pretty good. But anyway, number 8 is... This is going to be interesting for people. Sword Art Online! Real Fragment! Oh boy. Of all the anime games I could have picked. I know a lot of people don't like Sword Art Online, but I do really love it. And all I have to say is, you can have Asuna follow you around for the whole entire game. So clearly, that equals 10 out of 10 in any book. I'm just gonna get out of this situation before more people react. Number 7 is Half-Life Alyx. I did say that, like, Half-Life Alyx wasn't on the list. Clearly I need to make a new list. Which, this is the best VR game I have ever played. It's so good. And I can't figure out how exactly they did it. It's a full-blown game, which, if you've played VR games, you know that they're usually just like mini games. Like, they're just short little games. But Half-Life Alyx is a full-blown game. And it's so good. Physics work great. The guns shoot great. Enemies can be terrifying because you're in VR. But it's so good for a VR game. But we still have more to go through. Number 6 is the Resident Evil 2 remake, which Resident Evil 2 did it. It got me to like horror games. If anyone has ever seen me try to live stream Benny and the Ink Machine, you would understand that I have a very, very hard time with horror games. Until now. Now, I love them. I'm right now playing through Resident Evil Origins. So I'm playing through the original Resident Evil, and it's so good. How did I not play these games sooner? Oh wait, because I was a scaredy cat who couldn't handle anything until now. Me back then. Just a disappointment. Anyway, number 5 is Mass Effect 2, which I don't know why. I don't think I put Mass Effect on my old top 10 list. You know, I had loved all 3 games. I mean, if you saw at the beginning, one of the games that, like, brand new is Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which came out, like, a few weeks ago. I already beat it. And, oh, I loved revisiting those games so much. That's all I did, like, for a whole entire week. Just play through Mass Effect. Oh, and it made me so happy. Mass Effect 2 is my favorite, but let me just say, the Citadel DLC of Mass Effect 3. The best DLC of Mass Effect, if you ask me. Which, if you guys haven't played Mass Effect, just play it. You could buy the remasters for $60 with all DLC, and it's so worth it. Just play Mass Effect. It's so, so good. But at number 4, we have Steins Gate, which this one technically is an anime, but technically was a visual novel first, which I played for the visual novel. I 100%ed the visual novel. And let me just say, you have to at least watch the Steins Gate anime. Steins Gate is so, so good. If you like time travel, you will love Steins Gate. It is so, so good. And that's all I have to say. It's really, really good. Number 3 is Final Fantasy X. This is my favorite Final Fantasy in the whole entire series. Some people, probably a few people think I'm insane for that. Because a lot of people love 7, which 7's good. A lot of people love 9. 9 is really good. Some people love 6 a lot, which 6 is good. I haven't beaten it yet, but so far it's been pretty good. But for me, 10 is my favorite. For the combat, which I love RPGs. I've been working on RPG, which I will eventually show you guys what I've been working on. But Final Fantasy X, I love the combat in there. where so you have the bar to the right telling you what who will keep going next for the attacks, and the second you click what that person's gonna do, they'll automatically do it. And then you can use haste, and you can watch as it changes to show you how that changes it, and you can see how each ability will change that thing, so you can see how the most attacks out. And also the story is really good. Yuna's probably my favorite Final Fantasy character, which hopefully not everyone thinks I'm insane for that. I believe a few people agree with me on that, but it's so good. At number 2 is Kingdom Hearts 2. Yes, something actually beat Kingdom Hearts 2. I know it's surprising. I wasn't expecting it either. But yes, there is a game that beat Kingdom Hearts 2 for my favorite video game. Which is kind of saying a lot, because Kingdom Hearts 2 has been my favorite video game since like 2016. So, yeah. And don't worry, I will show you in a minute what beat it. But first off, we gotta talk about Kingdom Hearts 2. The combat is so good. It flows so well compared to the first game, which the first game is good, but it is a little clunky at times. But Kingdom Hearts 2, they fixed it all. And it's just beautiful that they were able to fix it all compared to what it used to be. And the story is great. Playing it again recently, yeah, it can be a little cheesy at times, but it's still so good. Because it's Kingdom Hearts, too. Most people who have played it agree that it is really, really good. And I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that it's the best Kingdom Hearts game. There might be a few people who don't think it's the greatest one in the Kingdom Hearts series, but most people agree that it's the best. But anyway, let's go to number 1. Persona 4 Golden. I started playing the Persona series and, well, I got tugged into the series. I started with Persona 5, and then halfway through I'm just like, I'm going to buy Royal, then beat Royal. And then I went to Persona 4 Golden, beat that, and oh, the characters are so good. Like, they are so good. I was sad beating the game, not just for the gameplay, which I do love, but mostly because I didn't want to say goodbye to the characters. I love the characters so much. I love this game so much. And since then, I've started playing Persona 3 and Persona Q. I'm playing those two at the same time, which they're both really good so far. But I don't think anything's going to beat Persona 4 Golden for a while when it comes to my favorite video game or favorite Persona game. When Persona 6 happens, maybe. Who knows? It matters how Persona 6 is, but that won't be for a while. But Persona 4, it's so good. If you haven't played it, you have to play it. Of all the games I've said that you need to play Persona 4. At least try it. Get through the first dungeon, and it's so good. Just, you have to play it. And well, that was my top 10 list. As you can tell, it definitely changed. I don't think any game was in the same place, or most of the games were brand new from before. I mean, we had Kingdom Hearts 2 before. I don't even think we had Final Fantasy X before. But yeah, that that's my top 10 favorite video games for right now. And number 10 and 9 will probably change when I start playing more games. But yeah, that was my top 10 favorite video games. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you next time.